Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Heather and I teach building a strong, healthy body through yoga. In today's video, what I wanted to do is show you the yoga trapeze. This is something that I purchased a few months back, went through the teacher training, and I'm excited to start sharing some of this great information with you. Now, I am recovering from a pretty serious leg injury, so we're not going to do any demonstrations today. I'm simply going to show you the yoga trapeze itself, the sling, how you put it all together, and all the different parts. So the yoga trapeze, as you can see behind me here, the yoga trapeze is a device that has been branded by Yoga Body, but what it's for suspension yoga. So it's a little different from aerial yoga in that with yoga trapeze or suspension yoga, the sling is always going to be at about waist length or lower. You're always able to reach the ground. You're never going to be up so high that you can't actually reach down and touch the ground like you might see in aerial yoga or aerial silks. So that is one nice thing about yoga trapeze or suspension yoga, is that you have a little bit more of that feeling of safety because you are closer to the ground. So this device here behind me is a way to use the yoga sling, the yoga trapeze sling, without having to create or drill any holes in my ceiling or put any hooks in there, okay? So if you just don't feel like putting any hooks in your ceiling, or you're unable to, maybe you live in an apartment or some other place where you just don't want to, or you can't put hooks in your ceiling, the actual yoga trapeze stand is a great alternative for that. So let's head over to the stand. So this right here is the yoga trapeze stand. Now, just for a frame of reference here, I am about 5'10" tall, so I'm pretty tall, and I've got quite a bit of clearance up over the top of me. I don't have the exact dimensions of the yoga trapeze, on me right now, but I did measure this. I could fit this in one of my extra bedrooms in my home. The ceilings are very high in my home. The only thing would be is that there's a ceiling fan in that particular room that would be in the way. So this is just a frame of reference of how big this is. Now the pieces are put together. There's 3 different pieces on each leg of the stand here, and you screw them together. Down at the bottom here, there is some like a rubber safety on the bottom to prevent it from moving or slipping. And then there's the top up here as well that you screw that together. Now, they do advertise it as this is easy enough for you to put it together by yourself. I will say that I am 5'10", and I struggled with being able to reach my arms out wide enough to reach each stand to put it together completely and flip it up on its legs. Okay, so I did need some help with that. Now, when you purchase the yoga trapeze stand, they also give you a really great carrying bag. This is intended to be mobile. You can take it with you to, a park or, the beach or wherever it is that you want to practice your yoga trapeze that day. So you can do that, but it's probably going to take a little bit of finagling and you figuring out how to actually set this up by yourself. I haven't figured it out yet. I set it up once, and here it is in my backyard. Okay, so some of the things that I have with the yoga trapeze. The first thing I have here is just one of those Mexican blankets that, I live in Arizona. You can really get these anywhere, but you can purchase these on Amazon as well. I have a link in the description for you, but I have the blanket for you. For the reason I want to include the blanket here is because I set the blanket down on the ground right here because I do this barefoot and I don't want to necessarily step in the grass. Sometimes you find Tootsie Rolls in the grass. If you know, you know. So I like to put this down, and that's just a nice layer of protection between the ground and myself. The next important piece to have with you with your yoga trapeze is a ladder, a portable ladder. You can see this ladder here. It's a 2-step ladder. I purchased it at Lowe's for, I don't know, maybe $38 or $40. I use this to actually get the daisy chains up over the top of the yoga trapeze so I can attach my sling. Now, I'm not going to use the ladder today. I'm recovering from a pretty serious leg injury, so ladders are not allowed right now. So we're going to put this together for me standing on the ground. But again, remember, I'm 5'10". your experience may vary. Okay, so with your yoga trapeze, this is purchased separately is the sling. All right, so the sling comes in 3 different pieces here. The left side, the right side, which I don't have attached right now, and then the actual sling, the main sling right here, which is where you can sit in. Okay, so this material it's like a parachute material. Those of you who remember parachute pants in the 80s, it's kind of that same material, but it's this it's really sturdy, very durable material here for your the yoga sling. Now it's a little different. I do have an aerial yoga hammock. Hammock is a little bit different. We've got the aerial yoga hammock here, which is just one piece of fabric, and it's going to be much wider. So it's wide enough that you can actually, lay down in it. We're not doing aerial yoga today, though. We're talking simply about the yoga trapeze and the yoga sling. So it comes with, your main sling. You got the left side and then the right side. Then it also comes with this carabiners, which you see here. We've got these carabiners here that you can connect. We've got these quick release hooks here so that you can, let's see here, everything's kind of tangled up, so that you can easily attach and reattach the different pieces here. Okay, so these are some pretty heavy duty carabiners. These are not, just cheap little carabiners here. But we've got the quick release here. Okay, see that? So everything gets attached by those carabiners. We want to make sure everything's not tangled. Mine has been in the storage container for 2 months while I have been recovering. And then I've got the daisy chains here, which is what you actually hang the sling from the yoga trapeze. Okay, so they've got these little hoops in here, so you can adjust exactly how high you need your yoga sling. Okay, so now this is the part that I normally need the ladder, but we're gonna try it. See if I can get these daisy chains up over the top. Cole is my buddy. He likes to do just about everything with me. Now, one thing to be mindful of when you're flipping these over is you don't want to be flipping the carabiners over. You don't want to hit yourself in the face or worse. All right, so I've got 2 daisy chains here, one for the left side, one for the right side. I'm going to flip these up over the top of the yoga trapeze so that I can attach the yoga sling to it, and I can adjust it for whatever height I need it at. You can adjust it for whatever height you need it at. So as I said earlier, I would normally hop up on the ladder and do this. We're going to attempt doing this without the ladder today. So again, what you don't want to do is you don't want to have the carabiners on here, because as this comes whipping around, it's going to do one of 2 things. It's going to whack you in the face, whack you in the tooth, something like that, or it's going to keep spinning around. You only want it to go around once. Yay, all right, we got it up there. So now once you get it up over the top of the yoga trapeze, you just want to separate them out about shoulder width apart. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the left side with the carabiner, high, medium, low handles on the outside. So I'm just going to hang it right here on the bottom, and then we can make an adjustment based on how high I need it. You've got the high, medium, and low handles. You want them on the outside. All right. So this would be one setup that you could do some workouts in without the main sling in here. So you can use this a lot like what you would do a TRX or suspension trainer. You can hang on to the high handles. You can lean back and do some things with the medium handles, and then even get down on the ground and do some really good exercises with the low handles. So this is one setup that you can do with your yoga trapeze. So now what we're going to do is actually put in the main sling. So this is the piece that you actually sit in, do your inversions in, all that good stuff. So I'm going to make sure that the sliders are all the way up here. Make sure nothing is tangled up. And then I'm just going to attach it to the carabiners here. Now you want the main sling to be on the inside, and then you want the handles on the outside. Okay, so we've got our yoga trapeze set up here. We've got the right, the left, the main sling here. You're gonna just flip this a little bit, make sure everything isn't tangled up. Give it a good tug, making sure everything is secure, and then you're going to just look from the top down, make sure everything is connected, everything is sealed and locked, and everything is very well connected. Nothing looks like it's coming undone, okay? So this is how you set up the yoga trapeze sling. Now the yoga trapeze sling does come in a couple of different colors. I have the purple one, I think there's a green one, and there's some older versions that are out there as well that you might see available online or on eBay, something like that. But this is a fantastic tool for building strength through yoga. So when we do yoga classes with the yoga trapeze, we're doing a yoga class, but we're using the yoga trapeze as a tool. We're using it as a tool to get into some deeper stretches for building our flexibility. We're getting into some different types of strength building exercises to build a nice, strong body. And then we're also working on our balance. So when we're doing things on one side or the other, we can use the yoga trapeze as a prop to help us build our balance. So it's a really great way to build strength, flexibility, and balance. Now, as you start getting into some more advanced type poses, you can actually do inversions on the yoga trapeze, and that helps with traction. So this actually helps to give your back and your core a wonderful, wonderful stretch. And I will tell you, as somebody who's recovering from an injury, I have been pretty much on the couch for 2 weeks. I was in the hospital. And when you are sitting like that all of the time, you really feel like you need a good stretch, right? So I am so excited to be able to do inversions again on my yoga trapeze. I'm not quite there yet. So just to recap, the yoga trapeze is fantastic for building strength, for building flexibility, for building balance, and doing traction type exercises for getting that nice stretch in your back and in your core. So I've got some links for you in the description. If you're interested in trying out the yoga trapeze, you really want to make sure that you think about where it is that you're actually going to put this. If you live somewhere where you just absolutely have nowhere to put this, start getting creative about some of the different places that you might be able to do this. You might be able to find a tree branch at a park, and you could throw the daisy chains over that tree branch, a nice, strong, sturdy tree branch. You might be able to find playground equipment at a park that you could throw the daisy chains over to attach your yoga sling. So start getting creative about some of the different places that you could do this. This isn't a very cheap setup, so if you're not certain that you are going to stick with it, my suggestion would be to try that. Try to find another place that you could set up the yoga sling and try that out first. So I know I'm the kind of person, I have a $600 limit when I'm trying out something new, because I'm not certain if I'm always going to stick with it. I've stuck with this, so I've spent a little bit of money on my setup here. But I've got links for you in the description box below. I'm going to start teaching some different types of classes throughout the year that will be available online on my website at yogabyheather.com. And you can also download my Yoga for Strength blueprint. It is a sampling of some yoga poses that you can do to help build a nice, strong, healthy body through yoga. You can download that at yogabyheather.com/blueprint. I've got links for that in the description box as well. So thank you for coming to my channel and checking this out. I'm very excited to start offering some more classes on the yoga trapeze. So if you like this video, please make sure that you like the video, subscribe to my channel, and even share it with somebody who you think might find it interesting. And I'll see you in the next video.